Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Conversation with RMP. My guest today is the amazing Tayanna Love. She's a singer, entrepreneur, and a female impersonator. Tayanna, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure having you here. I'm one of your biggest fans.
Are you?
I am.
Well, I thank you for all the support. First, I want to start this conversation off with giving my biggest thank yous to you for inviting me on your platform, so I can just share a little bit of my story and my life with some people that just probably don't know certain parts of me.
Definitely. And I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay, well, I am 42, almost 43 on November 24th. I'm born right here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I've been entertaining for 24 years now. I love to sing. I love to dance. I'm single, currently looking, um, but I'm waiting, being patient. Um, I love to eat. I love to travel. I love to have fun with my friends. Sometimes I can be an introvert, and that's just that comes with life. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me.
Okay. So when did you first realize your love for singing and performing on stage?
Well, my first love of singing came from when I was in church. I grew up in the church. I was raised in the church. My parents are pastors. So singing like was just like like when you're a child and you first learning how to walk and you're first learning how to talk. That was basically the first nature of me when it comes to singing. So like I grew up in the church singing and traveling singing as a child. I actually had the opportunity to sing on a Bobby Jones retreat. I think I was in middle school at that time. And if people don't know who Bobby Jones is, Google him. But he's a very, very famous gospel singer, and he started a lot of um, gospel artists off from his show, the Bobby Jones Gospel Show back in the day on BET. But yeah, I sang for him, and yeah, that's when my love from singing it just came from when I was a child and growing up in church.
Okay. So what got you interested in drag performances?
Well, when I was a senior in high school, and upon my graduation, I went out to this club with my sisters, and I didn't know it was going to be a gay club or whatever. So we went to this club and we just sitting there. And mind you, I think I was probably like all of 16, 17 at the time. And we went inside this club and I heard like this loud music and all these lights start flashing on the stage. I'm like, well, what's going on? So then this lady came on the stage and she was like the host of the show and she was introducing all the different girls or whatever, but the first entertainer that I saw was Shanice Love, and she later became my drag mother. And watching her performance, it was so freaking amazing. And I really wish that that lady was living today so a lot of people could get to witness what I witnessed when I first saw her. The lady is an amazing performer, amazing lip sync assassin. Um, she taught me everything that I know. Um, so yeah, that was when I first, got my glimpse of drag, and that's what intrigued me, to be a drag queen.
Mhm. So for the people who are not familiar with lip syncing, can you just explain a little bit what that is?
Well, lip syncing is something like, you hear some music on the radio or whatever, and you just start lip syncing the song. So you're like lipping the words to the song. Some people and it's not lip syncing. Some people sing while the music is going, and that's not lip syncing, girls. That's not lip syncing. Lip sync is when you can't hear what's coming out of your mouth. It's just your mouth is moving to the music. So I want y'all girls to stop singing them songs. I want y'all to just do a little bit more lip syncing.
Thanks for clearing it up. That's funny. So how did you improve your makeup and your look base?
Oh wow! Well, first I needed to learn my face, and I really needed to learn which products to use, and because when I first started, I tell this story all the time. When I first started doing drag, the only colors I knew was red, black, and white. Those are the only colors that I knew. So all up in here would be white, my cheeks would be red, and everything else will be black. So imagine that.
Wow.
So it literally took me a whole year to like kind of sort of get like the logistics of what a drag face for me look supposed to look like back then when I first started doing drag in 2000. So it really took me like a whole year so I could get like a good face. And I used to do my makeup like every night. I used to do my face, wash it off, and I do it again. I do it like twice a night for a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's dedication right there.
very much so. I see, when I was younger, I was so eager to learn. And although I asked for help, I was more so wanting to do everything on my own. And that's basically how I am now in life or in drag with anything. I would try to do whatever I can do on my own first. And then on the loose ends, on the intel of things, I'd be like, okay, I probably need some help with something. So I need somebody to come in and help me. But majority of the time, I'm gonna try to do everything on my own.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. So, how did church and school activities shape your career in female impersonation?
Okay, well, so like I said, I grew up in the church singing, and it only resonated when I got to school because when I was in school, I was in a drama class, I was in chorus, I was in band. Everything basically revolved around music. So anything that was attached to music besides track and PE and all of those other activities they made me do in school that
Mhm.
I really wasn't interested in. Anything that was attached to music, that's what I wanted to be a part of. So that's how that meshed well for me. And when I got to high school, I got basically I got like all of the lead roles in all the plays because like I was always doing all of the singing, most of the acting, and even when the people that got the lead roles and I didn't get them, the girls, and they couldn't sing the main lead songs in the plays and stuff like that. I was singing it on the side wings.
Okay. So, how did you stay grounded in your career after 23 years?
Staying grounded in my career for 24 years. Oh my God. Well, I have to always take some time out for myself. I never want to get so caught up in wanting to be in everything and be everywhere unless I really necessarily have to. But I always take time for myself. So that time for yourself, it gives the time for you to rewind, not rewind, unwind, and just be one with yourself. Like relax, chill. Nobody, and thank God I live alone, so I could really just be by myself
Yeah.
and just enjoy myself. Just it takes some time for me. And then when it's time to go out and do what I do and give everybody an amazing show, that's that time. But when it's time to disconnect, it's time to
It's time
disconnect.
to disconnect. Yeah. Mhm. What values guide you?
What values guide me?
Yes.
Um, Being honest,
Mhm.
being loyal, being someone that someone could trust, Um, being someone that I, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I keep my word. Those are the values that I mainly try to go by in my life because those are what I seek for in friends or in people or anybody that I want in my circle.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me about Miss Florida at Large platform and giving back to the community?
Oh my God. Okay, so I was fortunate to win Miss Florida at Large 22, 23. And that particular contest is now celebrating its 52 years in pageantry. That particular contest was basically the blueprint for much of these contests that's here today as Continental and so on and so forth. The legacy of that contest is so rich that I really wanted to be a part of it. Not only because I live in Florida, but just because of the history that that contest have. I wanted to be a part of that system. And as far as the community part, that's something that I just do, not even having to be a queen. Like I always give back to the community. If a person doesn't know, which I know that you know because you have assisted me,
Yeah.
every year I do a Thanksgiving give back to at least one or two families, and I raise either money or get perishable items, and I give it to the people who, whichever family that I decide to give it to, or a family that reaches out to me that's in need, and I give it to them. I do this every year. So with a crown, without a crown, I'm still always doing some
Yeah.
sort of community work.
Mhm. Well, definitely reach out again this year to me because I am interested again.
Yes,
It
and I
felt really
thank you
good
so
doing
much
that.
for supporting
Definitely.
me.
So, what are your goals for the future, and how does pray?
Um, I pray every day. Every day I wake up, I say me a prayer. First, I think that's one of the most important things in life that you have to give thanks to God first with everything that you do, because without Him, none of this that we do is possible. We couldn't even be sitting here having this conversation, you know, without God in my eyes. So I'm very grateful where my life is right now, and I give thanks to God. But where I see myself in the future, or what I would like to achieve in the future, I would love to buy a home, but the market is extremely, extremely high right now. So therefore, I'm just going to stay where I'm at. I also would love to get me a Range Rover, a cocaine white Range Rover with brown interior. That is my dream car.
Wow,
Yes.
you definitely should get it. Definitely
Yes,
should get
that
it.
that is my dream car. Um, and there's a few crowns out there that I would love to snatch.
Ooh.
Um,
And I know you can.
yes, there's a few crowns that I want to snatch. So just for now, those are a few things that I want in the future, and I can't wait to get them because they're
Okay.
going to happen.
Well, I'm going to be supporting you on your journey.
Thank you so much, nephew.
So, how do you stay motivated and continue to grow in your field?
Well, how I stay motivated, like I said, one of the parts is I'm always disconnecting. Like I said earlier, you can't go out and keep giving up yourself, giving up yourself, giving up yourself, and by the time you done gave everything, you just be tired and worn out. So
Yeah.
you have to rejuvenate. You have to disconnect and rejuvenate. So that's one of the ways that I stay encouraged or whatever. So, and another thing is I'm always learning, always researching, always looking up new things and new ideas to do to elevate my drag.
Yeah.
Always. I love fashion. And I also love looking at other queens because I can always learn something from other queens because every queen have their own aesthetic. So maybe if that's not that person aesthetic, but I can always snatch something and make it
Something,
my
yeah.
own.
Makes sense, definitely. So, any advice for staying true to yourself in this industry?
Any advice to stay true to yourself?
Yes.
Just stay true to yourself. Don't let anybody try to brainwash you to be something that you're not. Don't perpetrate you yourself. Don't perpetrate something that you're not. Once you learn to love yourself and you just learn yourself within a whole, then you know how to present yourself in this industry. It took me a little while to get there, but once I've learned my lane, I stayed in my lane because I know what
That's
works for
it.
me works for me,
That's
and
it.
what works for me may not work for you, and
Mhm.
what works for you may not work for me.
Yeah.
So I have to learn what works for me and stay in my lane.
Stay in your lane. How do you deal with setbacks and challenges in your career?
Setbacks and challenges. I know that they're going to happen, so I just take a moment to myself and regroup. And if something that is a little bit too difficult for me, then I try to go another route. I'm
Yeah.
never going to take no for an answer. If I really, really want something to happen, I'm not going to take no for an answer. I'm going to keep going until I can get it done. If I can't go this way, I'm going to go this way. If I can't go this way, I'm going to go this way. If I can't go this way, I'm going to go down that way. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Yeah.
It's going to happen. Okay, so like I said earlier, I just do a lot of research, and I look at other queens and see what they're doing and see if that could somewhat fit my aesthetic, or something that they're doing could fit my
Yeah.
aesthetic. And then whatever they are doing, of course, I'm going to do it in Tayanna Love way. I'm not going to do how they did it. I'm going to do it the way I'll do it.
So, what legacy do you hope to leave behind in your career?
Wow. Um, I want people to remember me as always being someone that was always kind and always welcoming. Although a lot of people say I'm not, because they say that my demeanor is always standoffish, and they say I do a resting bitch face, of which I don't get it. But I feel like if you have the guts to come and walk up to me to have a conversation, then I have guts to
Mhm.
share who I am. But I want people to, always remember me as being a lovely person, always loving, caring, always willing to help, a very damn good entertainer, a very good damn cook. Um, yeah, that's really, really it. I just really want to
Yeah.
be. I want my legacy to be left with love. Because that's really basically what I'm all about.
Yeah.
I don't like all the drama and all the rah rah and all that type of stuff, baby. I'm just, want to have a good time. I want to enjoy my people that's around me, and that's really basically it.
If you had to give the upcoming new queens, the younger queens, one advice as they are starting out now, what is one
Give,
thing you would tell
you say
the
give them
upcoming
advice.
queens? Yeah, one thing you would tell the upcoming queens.
Learn who you are. Learn who
That's
you
good.
are.
Yeah, that's very important.
That's very important.
Very important. Hmm. Well, Tiana, we are almost to the end of the conversation. And I
Oh,
am
it's going so
so
fast.
yeah, I am so happy that you joined me today. Thank you for joining me. And as I say, for the next week, we're actually going to feature you on our magazine, Spotlight Magazine. You're also going to be featured on all our platforms. I want to say
Oh.
thank you. This is what's going to be your cover for this week.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Look at me.
Yeah, so you are going to be featured for the week.
Oh
and
my
I'll send you all the
goodness.
necessary information. And I also want to, again, I just want to say thank you. And it's a pleasure.
No,
Tayanna Love.
nephew. I just want to say thank you for having me on your platform again. Thank you for always being supportive. Thank you for all, like, when I say, like, y'all gag me sometimes. You really gag me sometimes because there's, you just don't. For me, like, I don't be expecting much of people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you do something out of generosity for me, that of course I'm going to be grateful. But I don't never just expect anything.
Hmm.
And when y'all show up for me, I know you can see it all over my face because I literally
Yeah.
like be gagging for real. It be a real genuine feeling. Like I really be gagging. And I really love that. I'm very appreciative for you always supporting me. I love you. Again, thank you. And I'm proud of everything that you got going on. Because you have your hand in a lot of pots.
Yes.
And I
Thank you.
love
Thank
that.
you.
I
Thank
love
you.
that you're constantly going, you're constantly growing, and I'm very, very proud of you. And that's really basically it with that. I love you, thank you, and I'm
Thank you.
proud
I
of
appreciate it. Thank you
you.
so much. Okay. Well, thank you. I'll see you on the other side.
Yes.